Hello and welcome back to the joinDOTA League Season 2. This is the second game of Best of 3 between House of Gamers and Cleave Gaming. Cleave were able to take the first game off of House of Gamers, so it is 1-0 in their favor so far. I'm grandisV, and I'll be joined by Banshee. How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing fine, and well,
Dyer's pick.
there was an interesting game coming out from House of Gamers as we just saw Cleave. They got off to a very shaky early game start, but as soon as those level 6 hitted, House of Gamers just couldn't handle the team fighters. We do see right now, House of Gamers, they pick up the Ancient Apparition. If there's anything that says team fight, if there's anything that says we win this team fight, it is an Ancient Apparition. About the only other hero that does better than that at controlling team fights is probably a Brewmaster mid.
Yeah, pretty much, but Cleave, in response, are going to get a Tree Protector as well as Doom, so a very scary starting two coming out from them. Doom, the ability to take out one hero from a team fight for 15 seconds is absolutely ridiculous. And then Tree Protector, if you're not able to commit fully to a tower, it's going to be healed up time and time again, and it's just going to be hard to get those tier 1 towers down for quite some time. So, I don't know, I'm not sure if House of Gamers are going to be completely comfortable with the trade-off that they've gotten, but on the same token, Ancient Apparition, Centaur, Warrunner, decent already.
Yeah, Centaur Warrunner, he's one of those heroes which is very team-dependent. Some teams really like to pick him up. Others kind of ignore him, so it's a very team-by-team basis. But Senti does have that ultimate that allows you to effectively ignore Blink Daggers for the first, 12, 13 minutes of the game. And also does pretty well in terms of, protecting against the Doom. If Sent isn't the one who got doomed up, then he can protect his, his allies, so to say, and get them out of range of all the nasty, nasty damage coming out.
Yeah, so a fairly good pickup for them. As far as the bans are concerned, we've already had an Invoker Mirana as well as Shadow Demon taken out from House of Gamers. Not sure if I completely understand the Shadow Demon ban, but it combos decently well with the Tree Protector. Good defensive support duo and adds the ability to save heroes with the Living Armor as well as the Disruption, so I can see that. Lycanthrope as well as Batrider taken out by Cleave so far. No big surprises there as House of Gamers did have first pick as well as Dire side.
Yes, we are going to be seeing the Shadow Shaman getting banned out, and I would say I do like that ban out since right now, Ancient Apparition, there's one thing that he does lack, and it is a stun. Meaning that if you're getting a second support, your second support needs to have that stun, needs to have that ganking ability, needs to have that ability to, combo off with the Cold Feet and the Chilling Touch. And Shadow Shaman does very well for that, and feeds into what looks like to be a teamfight strategy coming out from House of Gamers. In the meantime, the IO is also going to get banned out, and there isn't quite anything that really combos with it on the Cleave side right now, but IO has just been picked up as a support hero and just in general.
Yeah, and it's also very scary to play against. Changes the way that the game functions, and Ancient Apparition and Centaur are really not the best heroes to deal with that. Yeah, so if you do one target and then get to relocate on top of them, they're pretty much completely dead. There's not really anything that Cleave could do about it at that point. So I can see the Wisp ban.
Oh yes, as in the Wisp, it has been picked up a lot more. It's got weaknesses. It's got that very, very subpar laning stage. But at the same time, as soon as he hits level 6, and even before then, as soon as he gets a bottle, can do so much work in this very gank-heavy meta.
Yeah, definitely. Also, you can remedy that early laning stage by putting him in a dual lane mid. Very good against a solo hero and can help the Wisp out there. So, well, enough about Wisp. Lifestealer banned out by Cleave, a hero that we really haven't seen all that much.
Tinker.
Yeah, and we see a Tinker pick up. Now that's fun, and we are seeing a little bit greedy of a lineup coming out from Cleave right now, as we've got Doom, who's a very late game orientated hero with those auras, Tinker, who needs those boots of travel to really get online, and the Tree Protector, who doesn't really have any early game, stuns and ability to move around the map. But at the same time, Tinker's very nice for pushing, very nice for team fights, and
10 seconds to
is
go.
one of the original Rat Dotoas, so to say.
Pretty much. Also, since Cleave are on the Radiant side, Doom's going to have fairly easy access to jungle, as will the Tinker. So even if they get off to a subpar start, if you get a Midas up on the Doom and just have the constant flow of gold coming into him and are able to use the Ancients for the Tinker as well as the triple spawn that you can farm with the March of Machines, I can see them coming back even after a poor laning phase. I think this Doom is probably going to go towards the offlane, and I'm kind of feeling a safe lane Tinker for Cleave just to ensure that they get a good start for him. But there's plenty of ways that can lane this. Doom can pretty much go to any 3 and Tinker mid or safe lane.
Yes, and obviously an aggressive troll lane still is on the cards depending on what Cleave picks up next. As long as they get two very aggressive heroes with those stuns, then the an aggressive tri lane isn't off the cards, and let now Doom get that to 1v1 solo, which he's so good
10
at.
seconds to go.
Yep, and House of Gamer is going to pick up the Disruptor, decent at catching out the
5
Tinker
seconds.
with giving vision with the kinetic field and then glimpsing him back so that you're able to pick him off. And also, Doom as well as Tinker
Reserve
not going to be
time.
getting an early BKB more than likely, so Disruptor is going to have a decent time in this game, but at the same time, I'm not sure if he's really going to be able to do enough this game. Not the best combo with Ancient Apparition, can't really secure the cold feet, but does a decent amount of damage, and, well, there's your aggressive support coming out from Cleave. They're going to pick up the Lion.
Yeah, as in, I will say, it's like what I said before, that Ancient Apparition is a good hero, Disrupt is a good hero, but you need those stuns. You need that ability to lock down heroes, especially like Tinker and Doom. As we do see that he does have that ultimate, which he can do well in a team fight if they get into that position. As right now, we're kind of seeing a reversal of roles. In the last game, Cleave, they were playing
10
a
seconds
team
to
fight
go.
orientated lineup, with House of Gamers being the late game gankers, so to
5
say.
seconds.
And now we've kind of seen the reverse, where Cleave are going for the gankers. They want to go pick off people one by one, while House of Gamers, as soon as they hit level
Reserve
6, they're going to
time.
want to start grouping up and trying to do something in this game.
Even with the Centaur ultimate, I think Centaur Warren is going to need a very quick Blink Dagger just to be able to pick off the Tinker and try to snowball off of some of those ganks. And House of Gamers are really investing very heavily into the early mid game with this Viper pickup, trying to shut down whoever Cleave put into the mid. Now, with this pickup, I definitely think that putting Tinker towards the safe lane is the better option, just to make sure that he's able to get the boots of travel and Soul
10
Ring up at a
seconds
good
to
time.
go.
And, I don't know, maybe they'll put something else against this Viper.
5 seconds.
Well, yeah, the Viper is just so annoying. Wins most mid matchups because of that sort of poison sting
Reserve
or poison
time.
attack. And, Corrosive Skin also works pretty well against the Tinker, considering that a lot of his damage, like Mortal Machines, is going to trigger that.
Yeah, definitely. Very annoying to deal with as a Tinker, going to constantly cancel the Blink Dagger and hinder his mobility in the fights.
Obviously, at the same time, there is a possibility they might just put the Viper in with the tri lane, because Viper can be played just like in that carry position as well, does very well in both positions. While we're going to be seeing these last
10
bans coming out, the
seconds to
PA
go.
gets banned out by Cleave. They saw House of Gamers Lights picking him up, and, well, I
5
would say PA
seconds.
would be pretty good against these pretty squishy heroes found on the Cleave side, while the opposite ban's going to be coming out very, very
Reserve
soon.
time.
And it's a little bit interesting since it's going to be a carry, whatever they pick up, but whether it's going to be, well, either a carry or an offlaner.
It is also an option if they put the Disruptor mid, but I highly doubt that, and I don't really like that choice going out from House of Gamers if they do something like that. But either way,
Yeah, I would see that mid going horribly, as we do see the Puck is going to get banned out. They
Radiant's
don't want that
pick.
Puck again. He had a terrible start last game, but, well, terrible start or no start, he did do work.
it would be an interesting puck pick. I don't know, with the Tinker, probably anticipating his going towards the safe lane, so maybe House of Gamers are going to go aggressive. Viper, Disruptor, and Ancient Apparition as an aggressive tri-lane doesn't have a huge amount of killing potential, mostly because they don't have a solid stun, but a lot of harass and just an annoying
10
lane to
seconds
deal with.
go.
Yeah, as in, it is worth noting, this tri
5
lane,
seconds.
it's not too bad from House of Gamers, but their lack of stun is going to hurt them. If they can
Reserve
land their
time.
kinetic field, if they can land the... and get it off with the slow, they could be able to do some work, but at the same time, we see a Wraith King coming out, and this could very well be an
Dyer's
aggressive
pick.
tri lane coming, but probably a Wraith King carry.
Yeah, it's a very melee-heavy lane, but you can't underestimate the power of the Treant Protector. If you get boots first with that Leech Seed, it can do so much damage. And then just with the amount of lockdown they have with the Wraith King, Wraithfire Blast, the Earth Spike from the line, as well as the Hex on top of that, their ability to stick onto a target is very immense. House of Gamers also could do the offensive tri-lane with the Centaur Warner as the core of that. But these lanes are
10
just so hard to
seconds to
anticipate
go.
coming out from both teams.
Well, they could still theoretically
5
pick up
seconds.
something. They need a very nice aggressive carry if they want to go tri-lane
Reserve
versus
time.
this. Put the Viper mid, put the Centaur Warren on the off lane, and Ancient Apparition Disruptor, and maybe even something like a Sven or a Slaughter. Something with that nice stun with that early damage.
I don't know. If they go for something like that, I see House of Gamers falling flat very quickly in this game because, I mean, earlier you said that their lineup is fairly greedy with the Doom and the Tinker, but I think it's
What's
just
with all
greedy
the
enough. I don't
scribbling?
think they're really going to be able to be punished for this. I don't know. If they're able to get lanes that are favorable, that is.
Yeah, I would agree with that, because right now, House of Gamers, although they pick their greedy heroes pretty early, House of Gamers didn't really pick anything that can counter that so much. And yes, Disruptor technically counters Tinker, but he's not the greatest ganker in the world, especially when paired up with an Ancient Apparition. And the Centaur Warrunner, he really needs level 6 or 7 where he can start doing anything. And Viper's an okay ganker, but at the same time, again, he needs his levels. There's nothing they can really do to... As we just see a Meepo coming out.
Okay, well, this completely changes how this game's going to go. Honestly, I don't mind this Meepo pickup coming from them. If they're able to snowball early and hard, House of Gamers still have a chance in this game. I don't know. Their early laning phase, I have no idea how they're going to organize these heroes. Maybe solo safe lane Meepo with an aggressive tri-lane with the Centaur Warner, leave the Viper mid? Oh.
Well, there's a lot of ways you could do it. Personally, I would not be against putting the Meepo with the Ancient Apparition Disruptor. Because the one disadvantage that tri-lane had was the lack of lockdown, and the Meepo net basically solves that. If you land the net, you're going to get a kill on whatever hero you've landed, unless there's an amazing response coming out from Cleave.
Yep, I don't know. An interesting game, to say the least, on our hands with that last pick, Meepo. He's been seeing a lot more play recently. I know Cloud9 experimented with him putting Sing Sing there with mixed success, but both of those games he played very well. But either way, very excited to see a Meepo pick here. On the Radiant side, we are going to have Cleave Gaming. We're going to have Zeko on the Doom, Roger playing on the Tree and Protector, Lolik on the Tinker, Saniko of Laputa on the Lion, and Seema the Slayer on the Wraith King.
In the meantime, on the opposite side, House of Gamers, they're currently 1-0 up. We do have Key on the Ancient Apparition, Mango Banana on the Centaur Warrunner, Rocket Man on Disruptor, Meglum on the Viper, or Melum on the Viper, and Maglev, Gank Trade on the Meepo. And hopefully we're going to see something awesome from this Meepos. Meepos are always fun to watch.
Yeah, well, Tinker, the early rotation coming out from him, he's trying to secure his Ancients to make sure that he has that to fall back on. Doom's just going to be thrown to the dogs, so to speak, on this offlane, and probably going to make the rotation towards the jungle very early. With the Chilling Touch, as well as the net into Cold Feet, they'll definitely have killing potential against this Doom, but at least early on, he should be able to soak his level 2 before rotating.
Yep, I would agree with that. Devour is going to come in handy there, just being able to come back into this game, so to say. As this off lane is not going to be very fun, and in fact, they might be reconsidering this.
Yeah, well, the ward has been dropped in the lane, so it suggests that Doom is not going to be hanging out here for very much longer. Well, Invisibility Rune picked up by the Wraith King to start things off, just sitting on it for now. He might be able to get a good kill with just the Invis into the stun. Hasn't been spotted out by HoG just yet, so this could catch them off guard.
Yes, we do see he picks up that Invis, and obviously going to be getting that stun first. Is there any other skill build you could do rather than the stun first?
I don't really think there is. He's going to get a little bit of block on Mango Banana. If he's paying attention, he'll know that there's an Invis hero here. And Mango Banana, he's still hanging around. Don't think he'll die, however. Well,
no, I don't.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't really think there's any way they can kill them just with these two heroes. They would need all three to work together, because you are going to be seeing this. Carry, Wraith King, he didn't want to stay around for too long, since, you know, every single moment he stays around is going to be a moment he's not getting farm.
Yeah. Well, maybe if they had the Tree and Protector with Boots and the Lion in the lane, they would have been able to do it. But Lion just going to start off with the pull. It is a single pull, and the pull camp has been blocked by HoG. So he's not going to have that available to him, won't have the pull through. So they're going to push fairly heavily in this lane, which might be okay for them as well. Mango Banana is going to interrupt this a little bit, maybe get a little bit of experience here. But I don't know, needs to be fairly careful. Mango Banana going to be playing fairly defensive in this bottom lane.
They are going to spot that ward. It's always annoying when you find that out. You do that first pull, you get there, then you realize that you've just pushed a lane out and there's nothing you can do about it.
Not really. Let's see. Tinker in the mid lane versus the Viper. His early skill build, he's not going to be putting any points into March soon. I think 2-2-0 into 2-2-4 is probably going to be his build this game, or something along those lines. Well, Tinker, last hits are doing very well against his Vipers, surprisingly so. Looks like the laser has been able to give him an edge in this lane.
Yeah, the laser, a very nice ability against the Viper. It doesn't quite win the lane, but it does allow you to, you know, avoid that poison attack.
Lolik going to try for a stack here. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make it with the Satyrs. It's incredibly hard to stack it, and, well, he actually made it off, so he's going to have a triple stack there in the medium camp that Lolik's going to be able to farm up. The Dire have warded up his Ancients, which is pretty much as expected. No big surprises there. But Tinker is going to have a little bit of jungle farm to accelerate the Boots of Travel timing, and as it stands, we're looking at a fairly fast one for Lilac.
Now, it is worth noting right now that they're not punishing this Doom in the slightest. They've got the ability to, but they've just... I do say that they are going for the gank attempt, but Doom's going to be more than fine with that Scorched Earth getting away, and they're just letting this Doom get the levels.
Yeah, he's already sitting at level 4, is sitting on the Satyr creep, so there's not really a lot that they can do to zone him out of this lane. They've tried a little bit with the Disruptor, but I don't know, they need a net in order to get the kill, and Maglev Gangtrain just wasn't able to get the range on that.
Yeah, I do feel that although these stackings are pretty good right here, it isn't really until a few minutes later they're going to really need it. And I would prefer that these first 3 or 4 minutes was spent just harassing out this Doom and making sure he couldn't get into that Devour or the experience range.
Yeah, Viper has managed to find himself a little bit of advantage in this middle lane, 15-4 compared to the 11-3 of the Tinker. But still, I think Tinker is going to be fairly happy with this. He'll have the jungle farm to fall back on, and more importantly, he hasn't died.
Yeah, the Tinker, they're both mostly equal. I'll say that this matchup, with him going straight up into Laser first, as in fact he's going for a little bit more damage, going to be forcing back the Viper. Not often you see that sentence being heard.
Yeah, Tinker, he's very strong laning if you do go for this Laser Rockets build. I think he's only going to put the 2-2-0 into the 2-2-4 and transition more into the March build to be able to put pressure around the map early. I think you don't completely commit to the Laser Rockets build. Just puts too much pressure to get kills, but with this build, he is able to lane decently well against the Viper.
Yeah, and the Viper's just going to get harassed out of lane at this moment, being forced to use all that regen he's picked up and nowhere near his bottle. While Meepo getting some nice farm himself. Doom, though, going to be more than fine getting out of there. Even being able to pick up some mana burn. That's always an annoying ability. You burn 50 mana for 100 mana for 50 points of mana yourself. And, well, if you have a look at these heroes, that's basically a third of their mana with just one skill.
Yeah, definitely. And if he's able to keep these supports down, not going to have the follow-up, there's very little that they're going to be able to do to zone him or kill him in this lane.
As in the meantime, we do have the Mango Banana. He's doing okay right now. Managed to pick up a very an okay Tranquil Boots. He's just getting the levels he needs. Not doing as well as the Doom, though. He's only level 3 at this point.
Yeah, but without actually succeeding in blocking the pole camp, he's lost out on a lot of the experience. And on the Dire side, it's very hard to offlane. While on top, they might be diving onto the Doom. Looks like he's going to need a poof. No, he will nicely dodge that. Yeah, Doom just going to continue being a nuisance. He'll pull the creep aggro off with the catapult that will do a little bit of damage to this tower, but I think he's going to be just fine. That said, Maglev Gangtrain, they're going to glimpse him back, and now do they have the net follow-up? They're going to throw out the first net. Do they have the poof going? With the Chung Touch on all of those Meepos, it does a lot of damage, double poof, and they'll be able to get the first blood. Key draws that one. Line actually TP'd in, and he's looking to be in a lot of trouble. Key's actually falling very low to the tower, and he will fall, but they're going to be able to get a kill on the line as well. That one going towards the Meepo, and well, Maglev Gangtrain's going to be very happy with this start.
Yeah, as in picking up 2 kills right there, as in for only giving up a... As in who went down on the...
I believe it was the Ancient Apparition, so...
Yep. Ancient Apparition picking up that first blood, then getting killed straight afterwards. Still a net worth for him, as he's going to be able to pick up his boots pretty fast right there. And still have mana for TPs and various other support items. And obviously, 2 for 1, very nice work coming out from House of Gamers. As this is definitely what they need to make this comeback.
Yeah, and Centaur Warner, in the meantime, has managed to find his level 4, so not doing all that bad up against the Wraith King with that support rotation. Speaking of the Wraith King, what type of build do you want him to go for this game? Midas into the Blink or straight up Blink?
As in, I would say some straight up Blink, working with that Tinku gets that maneuverability very early, setting things up for the rest of his team to come in and being able to chase down maybe some Centaur Warriors with that stun. As Cent is nowhere near his ultimate right now.
I agree as well. Wraith King, he needs to have something to get back into the game, or stay ahead rather. As a position 1 carry, he really doesn't offer much as far as turtling is concerned. You need to play him aggressive. So I think getting the early Blink Dagger will help him do that.
Yeah, because that's always one of the issues with a Wraith King carry, so to say, is that he doesn't carry quite as hard as other carries. He's got that early game, power, so to say, and he gets that free Vanguard, but apart from that, he doesn't really give a lot in terms of outside of that initiation.
Tinker is going to be absolutely huge. They have, what is that, like a 4 stack here in the large camp as well as on the medium camp as well. And once he clears that, his boots of travel are going to be very quick. Lolik looking for a very fast bot, especially up against this Viper. He's really done nothing at shutting down this Tinker with the laser rockets build. 29-9 compared to the 33-8 of the Viper. Viper coming out a little bit ahead, but that's not really where you want your Viper to be. You want him to be dominating his lane.
Yeah, obviously Viper, he still can get some nice stuff later on as the Meepo finally picking up that stack. Sadly, one of them had a golem in it. Everyone hates golems.
Yep. Well, the
There's
Doom...
golems everywhere.
Well, Tinker doesn't really worry about the golems as is universal damage coming out from the March, so we'll be able to clean those up as well. Doom has the level 6, and he's looking through the jungle. Might be able to find Maglev gank trade here. One Doom should secure the death of the Meepo. He's not going to be able to poof out, and, well, let's see if he'll be able to chase this one down. I think he's going to be okay. The tick is going to be fairly close. I think Meepo is fine. With that extra base resist, and now the Viper's rotating in. They're going to get the ultimate off onto the Doom, and Doom's going to fall here. Meepo surviving by the skin of his teeth. Yeah, had he not had the 33% magic resistance, I think he would have fallen there. Wait, is Doom universal as well?
Can't remember, I'm not quite sure, but we do see a kill coming out from Ascent onto that Treant Protector. And that's going to be another 2 kills coming out from House of Gamers, completely on no response coming out from them. As we're going to be hoping for possibly some kind of ganking coming out from Lion right now, as we are hitting that stage of the game where Cleave are going to have to start rotating around, start getting those kills, stopping this Meepo from farming, stopping the Viper from doing his work. As in fact, it is the Meepo starting to become a little bit of an issue.
Yeah, definitely, but Tinker's also going to be a bit of a problem for HoG to deal with. He really hasn't been shut down at all. Has 52 CS and is well on his way towards the booster travel, but up on top lane. They're going on to Doom. It looks like he's going to die very quickly. The poofs are going to come out. They actually are cancelled, I believe. And nice time coming out from the line. I think Doom's going to die. He's salving up through the, and with the tree and extra regen, he will be able to survive. Ancient Apparition's actually the one to fall. Now they're looking for this kill on Maglev gank train. Another salve deployed onto the Doom. They're trying to chase down Net. Will catch out the Doom. And now nice stun. Will catch Maglev gank train. One of those Meepo clones looks like he's going to die. Tinker looking for another kill. And he was able to poof away, but one more auto attack from the Tinker. He's bottling up on the Meepo. And, well, Viper Strike has been thrown out onto the Tinker, but Meepo somehow survives with 23 HP.
As Banana going in for the stun, just trying to hit it. It's just stopping it. We'll finally take out this Tinker. This Tinker is in so much trouble. Him picking up another kill, right? That's the power of Ascent. He's now hit level 6. He's got that ultimate, and now he just starts roaming around ganking.
Yeah, so very well played. HoG, it was looking bad for them, but the Meepo survived through all of that, and they got the kill on the Tinker. That's a wonderful turn of events for HoG.
And not being able to take out that Meepo at the end is just huge right there. As he will get away, and, well, that's going to be 3-5 right now.
Yeah, well, up top with the Blink Dagger up on Seema Slayer. They're going to stun up Key, and now with the follow-up stun from the line, a very easy kill for them to get, showing off that Blink Dagger for the first time. And, well, this Wraith King might be a little bit of an issue for HoG. We'll have to see if he's going to be able to continue this regression on the backlines. They're going to hex up the Centaur Warner, and Lion was glimpsed back into this. He's trying to focus down the Disruptor on the backlines with the Wraith King, but he's being netted up by the Meepo, and it looks like he's going to die. Has the ultimate available? Does he have the mana? Actually, he doesn't. Well, he's barely going to get it with those stick charges. Now he's coming back. Will he be able to get anything off of this? He did kill the Centaur, and now he has another stun coming off of cooldown. Maglev gank train going to be able to get the low Meepo back. And now he's slowed up a little bit. Shouldn't be able to kill the Meepo. And might be in a little bit of trouble. There's no backup coming out for him anytime soon. Ancient Apparition's roaming in with the Chilling Touch. Will they have enough damage to get this Wraith King? They might. Centaur ultimate. Oh, not actually thrown out. Well, let's see. Another net. And, well, the Wraith King's just going to be left for dead by his team. And a lot of time used by HoG, but I'd say that's definitely worth it, killing the Wraith King there.
Entirely, I agree with you right there, as we do see that the Tinker is trying to get his boots right now, as Lion is going to pick up that Ancient Apparition, just not worth it, and probably will lose his life to the Meepo. This Meepo is starting to go Meepo.
Yeah, Living Armor is going to keep the Lion alive. Maglev gank train, will he backed off, so I guess well played by the Lion, putting that ultimate to good use, but a nice stun on a Maglev gank train. He might be in trouble. They have the Doom. They're going to deploy it, but the Centaur ultimate's keeping the Meepo alive, and it looks like he's going to be able to make it back to safety.
Yep, he's going to be more than fine right there, as, well, that Meepo's just going to go back to base, and in fact, the Meepo's just going to keep farming as well.
Yep, Meepo is actually rushing into the Aghanim Scepter, not going for the Blink Dagger first. With Aghanims, it does give you an extra Meepo, and also keeps your Meepos fairly tanky.
Yeah, as we do see that the main Meepo, he is just picked up that point booster. Because the main thing the Aghanims does is, and yes, it gives you that additional one, but also the stats are shared among all the Meepos from the items that you pick up. But considering that the Aghanim's actually gives you a lot of, health and mana regen, it's actually a pretty nice thing.
Yep, and yeah, I quite like this, especially with the Centaur ultimate available for them to get the Meepo in range for some nets, as well as to follow up with the poofs. I think he'll be fine. Down at bottom, I think they blinked in onto Mango Banana. No, it just threw it a double edge to get his health down. We did have a smoke up coming out from the Dire team. They're not going to be able to find anybody just yet. Maglev Gank Train sending one of his Meepos up to the top lane to farm up this, again, the camera control. Getting away from me there, but he will be able to farm up while they're going for a gank on bottom lane, and a huge wraparound from the Dire team. Let's see if they're going to be able to catch anybody out. We could have a huge initiation. Overgrowth is available for the Tree and Protector. And, well, they're going to start out with a Hex onto Mango Banana, and now follow-up sign coming out from the Slayer. Will they be able to get this kill? But now on the backlines, here comes the engagement. Nice time for the Lion, going to catch out 3, I believe. HFR's ultimate going to be deployed on 2, Cleave. They're going to lose 2 in this bottom lane, and what a wraparound coming out from the Dire.
Very nice job there. They just had no idea. They initiated on the Sent very tanky even without those items. 1,000 health this early on is huge. And, well, Wraith King's desperately trying to get out of there, but it should be fine, unless he gets spotted right here.
Yeah, he does have the Blink Dagger. He should be able to get out, just kind of hiding in the trees. There's a little bit of vision for him. He's picking it out, maybe wanting some help, and now they're going to go in the Centaur yet again. They should be able to get this kill with the rockets coming up from the Tinker. Laser also to fall. Mango Banana is just so tanky. On the backlines, Doom is falling low. Not sure what's going on there. Mango Banana looks like he's going to be able to make it back to safety with the mechanism coming up from the Viper, but Doom in the top lane is going to fall to Maglev Gank Train. That's 3 Meepos.
Yep. More is better.
Oh, we do have the Static Storm going out onto the line. It looks like Lion's in a bit of hurt here. He's going to get a nice stun with the Finger of Death. Actually going to get a return kill on the Disruptor. Maglev Gank Train. He's going to be stunned out by the Wraith King. It looks like they're going to try to turn this. Well, let's see. He's microing back the 1 Meepo. Now trying to turn onto the Lion, but he's going to be able to get killed there. Tinker did throw out the rockets, and I believe that's what secured that. And that's Killing Spree going the way of the Tinker. And Tinker with those Boots of Travel almost has the Blink Dagger. This Tinker is going to get very huge very quickly at 14 minutes. Has the Blink Dagger finish.
Yeah, as in obviously the Tinker, once he gets those Boots of Travel, things start getting interesting for him, as in it means he's always everywhere on the map at the same time, effectively.
Yeah, just look at how much damage those rockets did to Key, and he's looking for more blinks forward aggressively. Not going to find the Ancient Apparition, but that one rocket pretty much dropped the Ancient Apparition to below half health.
And while he continues pushing, well, at this point, let's have a quick look at net worth, and both of the carries on the Cleave side are topping it. Although they're slightly behind in terms of kills, they are ahead in terms of farm.
Yeah, Wraith King had pretty much a free lane down in bottom. Centaur couldn't put any pressure on him, and Tinker was able to capitalize on the jungle to get his farm up to a good position. So yeah, we have a Centaur ultimate down in bottom lane. They're going to be able to catch out the Doom. Wasn't able to throw out the Doom with the double edge. They'll have plenty of damage. Malum finishing up that one with the auto attack, but here comes the Tree Protector. He's invised up. He does have the Overgrowth stun up from the Wraith King to start things off. Gets 1 crit. Now with the rockets, Malum's still fairly tanky. Mechanism thrown out, and Overgrowth is going to be thrown out by Roger, and it will catch out 2 Meepos rotating in, however, and they still haven't killed Malum. It looks like they will eventually. Static Storm dropped on 2, and now it looks like they're going to be able to get Call Me Slayer. Has the ultimate available, going to stun up or slow down everybody. Net going to land onto Lolik. He could be in a little bit of trouble here. Centaur is going to fall into Laser. We'll get the Disruptors and Tree Apparition ultimate. Not going to land on Lilik on the backlines. We'd have a nice stun coming out from the line. Looking for more Maglev Gank Train. He's not going to get the poofs off, and a full team wipe. And Cleave going to be very happy with that team fight win.
Yeah, so it was a little bit of a shame right there. As House of Gamers, they were putting themselves into a good position with these ganks, but they just got caught out of position. They gave too much up to try and take out this Wraith King, and that's the power of a Wraith King, that his level 2 ultimate means that it's only down for around about 3 minutes.
Yeah, definitely. And with this, Tier 1 tower is going to fall in the bottom lane. And with the Tree Protector, we really haven't talked about him all that much. He has the level 4 living armor available. And I don't think HoG are going to be able to get any towers this game, to be honest. With the Tinker March machines, they don't really have any way to deal with it. And now Tinker's blinking forward, going to drop the March. Will cancel his Blink Dagger with the Corrosive Skin. Will they be able to catch any kills on the way out? They will be able to glimpse back the Wraith King, but I don't know, he's just going to turn onto the 4th Disruptor, get a kill before he dies at least. Oh, they will be able to get the Wraith King, doesn't have the ultimate, was used in that last engagement. On the backlines, going through a Viper Strike, the way of the Doom. Now with the Centaur ultimate, they get all the Meepos in position, and they'll be able to blow him up as well. Centaur, almost running out of stun. Blink, stun, not going to happen. And Mango Banana going to TP back to mid lane.
But while this is happening, just look, Tinker's just doing so much damage to these towers, and he's just going to go back to base, regen back up, and there's nothing they can do.
Yeah, honestly, there's two heroes that can catch out a Tinker reliably. You have Batrider and then you have Storm Spirit, and neither one of those are on the side of HoG. He gets a mid-tier 1 tower, and now the Centaur falling so low with all of the nuke damage coming out from him. A smoke was deployed, I believe, by the Centaur. I'm not sure what happened there, but Lolek going to get a freebie in the mid lane.
Yeah, very nice kill coming out from him as he's just going to keep getting further and further ahead. And as we've seen, he's going for the Dagon. He's going for the... It might be weird saying that with the Dagon, but he's going for the carry build.
And also Disruptor going to fall to the Lion, putting that Finger of Death to good use. It is level 2, so the cooldown not all that long. And Lion's very aggressively positioned back there looking for Key, and now he's going to be hexed up, blasted by the Tinker. He doesn't have any other spells to throw out, and eventually will cast the Rocket Stun, mistimed by the Lion. Unfortunately for them, but Mal needs to be careful here. Wraith King doesn't have the ultimate, but they'll be able to burst him down. Mechanism will keep alive for a little bit longer. One more kick coming out for the Wraith King. He's tanking tower here, and the Rockets will be able to secure that kill. Call Me Slayer might be in a little bit of trouble, and net will land from Maglev Gang Train, but now they've sent up to Meepo. Looks like they're going to lose the Wraith King. No ultimate available for him, but will they lose any more? Let's see if Lion's going to be able to make it out alive, and it looks like he will. Tinker, in the meantime, TP'd back to base, and we'll be back up to full.
Yeah, using that Dagon, already level 1, pretty close to a level 2, and that Dagon is one of the few times in which it is really good to basically a core item if you want to go for this, you know, hugely carrying Tinker. Get that, get an E-Blade, just do so much individual damage that people can't stop you.
This is a terrible game to be the Enchant-Apparition or the Disruptor. They're going to die instantly to a combo. Dagon, Laser, as well as Rockets will kill D-Rocket Man as well as Key in one go. And if he catches both of them, that one rearm is going to kill both of them. And even the Meepo, well, Meepo is decently tanky with 1500 HP as well as that 33% magic resistance. Maglev Gang Train is not going to be the target of choice, but once Tinker gets an Ethereal Blade in the Dagon 5, he's also going to be in a lot of trouble.
You know the drill.
Now, it is worth noting also that we forgot to mention that Lions pick up that Blink. Just getting it right now, also getting a little bit more farmer middle, meaning that, you know, he's going to be able to do some awesome stuff with that. Even more initiation. We've got the Blink on the Wraith King, we've got the Blink on the Lion, and we've got the initiation from the Tinker. House of Gamers are going to have to play so defensive, and where they're pushing Tinker, that's never fun.
Definitely not. I think House of Gamers need to get off to an earlier start than this one. They had a good beginning, but they let the Tinker get away with too much, and the Wraith King wasn't touched at all. They are going to glimpse back the Wraith King into a nice stun from the Centaur, but he's just taking so much damage with that Blade Mail, and he has the ultimate available. Will he have backup? Tinker is TPing in, as is the Lion, and, well, it looks like the Slayer is going to die, and it looks like they might just leave him for death. Let's see, nice stun coming out from the Lion, and with the Finger of Death, he's going to get the Centaur. It looks like he's going to give him his life for this, but now Train Protector gets the Overgrowth, going to land on a lot of Meepos with all the Disruptor and the Viper. They're going to commit the Disruptor ultimate to the Train Protector as well, and 3 dead on the side of Cleave here, coming in one by one, but now the March Machine spam is going to come out from the Tinker, and there's no way they're going to be able to transition this into a tier 1 tower push.
Yeah, it's a little bit messy there coming out from Cleave, just kind of running in one by one to their deaths. I feel that they should have gone in altogether or not at all. But even with that terrible initiation they did, they still made it a 2 for 3. Yes, they lost their carry, which is never a good which is never a good trade. But at the same time, it wasn't a one-sided matchup as what it should have been, which is just a little bit worrying for this House of Gamers side.
And look at what Tinker's doing now. He just cut the creeps behind the tier 1 tower in the top lane. Now the pressure is going to mount there. Mega Banana will be able to soak up this creep wave, but there's nothing they can do to punish the Tinker. He can play as aggressively as he wants as far as lanes are concerned, and they have some very good aggressive wards in the enemy jungle to make sure that Tinker stays alive doing that.
And so we're probably going to need to be seeing some cliff wards, I'd say. You know, up here in these top lanes, getting some wards up to be able to spot this Tinker when he blinks into the trees and does his usual pushing strategy.
Yeah, well, HoG are going to try to push into this tier 1 tower, and if they did have vision of the Tinker, maybe they'd be able to stop him out with a Blink Dagger on the Centaur. But he's just going to drop the March, and they can't push into this already. Blink Dagger is available for the Meepo after finishing up the Aghanim Scepters, so maybe Maglev Gang Train, on the back of a couple of ganks, will be able to bring them back into this game.
And it's worth noting that the pushing of the tower they're going to have to do with this living armor, it means that they've got to basically take it all out in one go or not at all. And just look at the health of all these towers. It's like no damage has been done at all.
Yeah, pretty much. Viper, he was able to get a decent mechanism timing working towards that Aghanim Scepter, but I don't think the hero has really accomplished what he needed to. He needed to shut down the Tinker early, and just having that one hero in lane really didn't do much for HoG.
Radiant's bottom tower's seen better days.
So once again, just see how many players where they're being committed here to try and defend these towers as they know the Tinker's going to be around. They've got, in fact, all 4 up here.
Lion and Tree Protector are invised up. They might be able to catch somebody out. I think they got vision, but now they're going to initiate onto the Viper. He's decently tanky and won't fall here. Has the mechanism if things got really hairy, but well, let's see how this initiation is going to go down. It looks like it's not going to. Well, maybe it will. Wraith King has the Blink Dagger. They've spotted out the Disruptor. They're going to go in. He's in a lot of trouble here. Nice send from Lion. Will catch out 2, but here comes Maglev Gang Train. Nice overgrowth. Will catch out all of the Miko. This D-Rockman is going to be the first to fall. Viper also fell in the back lines to the Tinker, mostly double edge. They'll be able to secure the kill on the Lion, but Tinker's just cleaning up house here at Maglev, or rather the Wraith King's going to get back in. Mango Banana is going to be the next target of focus. Doom will fall in the end, and now Wraith King going to be in a lot of trouble. Meepo going to be able to get 3 kills, or rather a double kill in the end, but Tier 1 Tower is not looking too healthy. A very bloody engagement from both sides. Will they be able to catch out this Stream Protector? It looks like they will. Make it a 4-for-4 trade? No. Stream Protector, no detection on the ground for that Nature's Guys.
As the tower is going to get denied, and the Meepo...
they're going to go back in. Tinker is trying to nuke down Maglev Gang Train, but he's caught between all of these Meepos. And with the poofs coming out, no, they'll be able to get the kill. And Lolik is indeed godlike this game. And in the end, that was a 4-for-5 with the tower deny coming out from HoG. I think Cleave are going to be fairly happy with that. But in the end, what a crazy engagement.
Well, actually, it was a 3-for-5 as they lost all 5 players, and the Train and the Tinker didn't go down.
Oh, I guess that's right. Yeah.
As the AA ultimate being annoying there against Roger, but it doesn't really do very much at only level 1. Without the Aghanims, he is going towards it, but it is so far away. It's only got that point booster, and that's about it. Just look at how poor all these supports are.
I best do something about that bottom tower.
And that's the power of a Tinker.
Yep, they are going to glimpse the Lion back into the Static Storm Kinetic Field combo, but he's just not falling very quickly. Now the Wraith King's looking for blood here in the bottom lane. Looks like he's overextended, doesn't have any backup, and he will die. No ultimate available for him, and a little overzealous. Dagon's being zapped out towards the Viper, and it looks like he's going to be able to get the kill on Malum. No, he's going to be set up by the center, and they'll be able to get the Tinker and a huge pickup on the bottom lane. I'm not sure who actually got the last hit on the tower, and Disruptor actually denied it, and a huge win for HoG in the bottom. Yeah,
that's absolutely huge right there. Slightly getting a bit too... overzealous for those aggressive moments, and they might be able to take out a Tier 1 tower here, as this Tinker is going to be down for the next 50 odd seconds. They do have the living armor, but at the same time, it might not be enough against this huge root wave coming in.
Also, look at the Roshan pit. Meepo going to be soloing this. Doesn't have a Meepo in the pit, but with the Geostrike stacking up, it looks like he'll be able to take the Roshan pretty much uncontested, and this might be the turning point the HoG we're looking for. I don't know. They still have... I'd still say that Cleave are fairly far ahead with just the amount of farm that Tinker has, but it's looking up for HoG.
Agreed, as Meepo is, and Meepo now all have an extra life.
Yeah, well, Maglev Gang Train might be able to make a little bit better use of the jungle, but it's been completely warded up by Cleave this whole game, but they're about to expire. So maybe it'll be a little bit safer. They do have a little bit of an ancient stack here. It looks like it was a triple stack that Maglev Gang Train is going to soak up for himself. After this, he'll probably have to send his Meepo clones back to base, but with an easy poof there, he'll be able to get back, and then they'll just be poofing back into action before too long.
Yeah, one of those nice little things he can do with the Meepo is just simply, as he is, wow, have a look at his level right now. Meepo is level 20.
Yeah, that's the power of the Meepo. Got an early Aghanim Scepter and just soaked so much experience from the rest of his team. Tinker, in the meantime, was able to catch a Disruptor out in the jungle with this ward here, I believe, spotting Mountain. Just one volley of spells was too much for the Disruptor to handle. Dagon is level 5, I believe, and indeed it is on the Tinker.
Yep, it's also worth noting that right now, even with that, you know, how high level that Meepo is right now, the Tinker is also level 18 himself, as he's hardly slacking in that terms. Jumping around the map, just soaking up all those creep waves, and this is starting to turn into a very interesting game. We're slightly biased towards Cleave right there. The XP difference is slightly in their favor. 5k for Cleave, and the gold is about a little bit more, 9k gold, but at the same time, this is still anyone's game to take with how farm this Meepo is getting.
And there's your Aghanim Scepter, picked up by the Viper. Going to be very annoying for them to deal with. Wraith King's a melee carry, as is Doom, and they don't really have a great way to counteract that slow. They're just going to be kited ground so well by that Viper ultimate coming out, and even the Tinker canceling that Blink Dagger for so long is going to make it very hard for him to retreat.
Yeah, the Meepo just continuing to farm, continuing to get that late game aggression.
I believe
As
that's a
he's-
Scotty coming out for Maglev Gang Train next.
Possibly, as in, there's a lot of things it could be. You could, in theory... Nah. No, it's more than likely going to be a Scotty.
Actually, Manta Style versus the Overgrowth is also a good choice for Maglev Gang Train. I think either of those items would be good.
Yep, there's a lot of very nice things that an Ultimate Orb can go into for any Meepo. As Meepo's also pretty tanky right now already. As in got 2k health and all those Meepo, and the ability to poof around and do that damage. Even his little Meepo-lings are got 8k health. 1.8k health between them.
Yep, and also come back to it time and time again, but Cleave's, the majority of their damage is magical coming out from the Tinker, and with that 33% magic resistance on the Meepo, that 2000 health is very hard for Cleave to break through.
Yeah, and that's an effective magical damage health of roughly around about... Damn it, math. Around about 2,200-ish.
Something like that.
On the Meepo-lings. On the main hero, it's even higher. On the main hero, it's around about 2,700.
Yep, and well, here's your Blink Dagger on the Treant Protector, so looking for some big Overgrowth initiations. Treant Protector's been pretty silent this game, or really hasn't done all that much. Has been having some nice rotations, but they spot him out with a Sentry Ward. Meepo might be able to get this kill on the Treant Protector. They are TPing in the Tinker, but, well, there's the smoke party. Maglev Gang Train has all of his Meepos ready to fight, and it looks like we're going to have a big initiation. Tinker's just dropping a couple marches, however, and might dissuade HoG from going in here. And Treant Protector is in a bit of trouble. They're going to get vision. He's going to blink down to the south and... Or, wait, where did the tree go? Did he go... Whoa.
He kind of ended up here, in the right next to his own secret store.
Oh, yeah, I see. He's siding next to the line. Yeah.
Just making sure he's going to be safe, and he has got that blink, meaning some nice initiations or a possibility. In fact, who doesn't have a blink right now on the Cleave side?
Well, let's see. Only the Doom.
Yep. Doom, next item, blink.
And there you go. 5 blinks coming out from Cleave.
Yay!
Well, Maglev Gang Train, he's doing something very interesting with his Meepo here. He's leaving his main hero over by the woods here to try to catch out the Tinker with this cliff ward. A little bit glitchy, but that is what he's doing here. And, well, maybe Maglev Gang Train is going to be able to catch him out. It's also not the biggest deal that his main Meepo isn't with the rest of his clones, but we'll just have to see. Tinker is in the vicinity. Or rather, he's back in base. Never mind.
Yeah, it is like what you said, that while the main Meepo can go around ganking, it doesn't matter. It's not like he's, losing anything. It's these little Meepo-lings can just go around and farm. And they do almost as much damage as he does.
Yeah, well, the Radiant Courier, looks like it was scouting out the Roshan pit. Not sure why it was heading over there. Or actually, why did it deliver to the Treant Protector? Was that a gem or just wards?
I am not quite sure. It does look like it probably was a gem. A very nice pickup there, considering it is going to allow him to spot out when he's going to be detectable. But if he loses that, that could be very, very painful for him later on in the game.
Yeah, well, super aggressive position coming up from the Treant Protector, and probably wants to consider getting out of there before too long. He's being pinged out by the Disruptor. Maybe they know what's going on. Or that could be the Lion's pings, actually.
Yeah, I think that was the Lion's ping coming out right there, as the Treant Protector is just scouting out, just making sure he knows exactly where his opponent is. And now that Aegis is going to get removed.
Yeah, well, Kinetic Field dropped up by D-Rocketman. I think he might know that the Treant Protector is there, but they don't have vision of him either way.
Sent as a gem.
Oh, okay. So that makes sense. They will be able to get a D-Ward here, and, well, Treant Protector also made it out alive. Blink down over into those trees and TP'd out. We have a completed Mjolnir on the Wraith King, so a lot of farm going his way, and he's going to be a decent right-clicking threat in this next engagement. After that very aggressive early game, we've kind of cooled down for a little bit longer. Treant Protector just looking for a way to pick him off, and Malum looks like he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Living Armor Rockets are doing not a whole lot of damage, but, well, let's see if they're going to be able to clean up Mechanism. I think he's just going to try to turn. Now with the Center Ultimate deployed, they're going to be able to get the Treant Protector off the bat. Static Storm has been deployed by the Disruptor, not really doing all that much. Scythe of Ice is actually to pick up for the Meepo. Didn't actually see that in use. But another one of the options I didn't really consider good for picking off the Tinker. Well, Treant Protector going to be the only casualty so far, and probably serves him right for being so aggressive with the gem on the enemy team.
We're talking about aggression.
They're blinking
Meepo.
down. Oh my goodness, the line just got exploded by 5 blink poofs coming out from the Meepo.
And we see Raid King, he could be in a bit of trouble right now, as right now House of Gamers, they're just destroying the enemy team one by one. Meepo being the only team he needs.
Pretty much. Tinker's running in here very aggressively, going to be able to get the ancient apparition, but he's going to die here. Lolik just gave a freebie over the way of HoG. He thought he could TP out of that, I believe, but wasn't able to get the timing, took damage immediately, and wasn't able to shift Q the blink away. He was facing the wrong direction to blink into the trees, which I believe is what he was trying to do. But that's a big pickoff for HoG, and now they're finally going to be able to see just a little bit more map control. Living Armor's eaten through. Meepo going to cut the creep wave behind the tower, and tier 1 tower in the mid, going to fall the way of HoG, excuse me.
And I will say right now that they're probably going to go for a tier 2, and there's nothing that can really be done to stop them. Yes, the line's going to become in a few moments, but it's really the Tinker and the Wraith King who's doing all of the work, and they've got no way to stop this Meepo at the moment.
Yeah, late game Meepo is pretty impressive, and he has another 3,000 gold already. Maglev King Train is going to be huge.
It's not just a late game Meepo, it's a Meepo with almost 1,000 XP per minute. It is going to slow down a bit now, considering he literally can't get any more experience.
And it is going to be draining a little bit of experience from his supports. If you look at the hero level, both of his supports are sitting at level 11, whereas the Cleave side have all of theirs, higher up, 15 on the Lion and Doom, and 14 on the Treant Protector. But I think all that these HoG supports need is their level 11 ultimate, so I think they're going to be just fine with that. Down at bottom, they're going to have a Viper Strike thrown out, and now with the follow-up send, Wraith King looks like he's going to die. Has the ultimate available. They could make a turn here with the pipe. They're going to be able to stay alive on the backlines. Disruptor ultimate has been deployed, and they're going to be able to catch out the Tinker again. 80 seconds on cooldown, and now they're looking for more. Oh, Cleave. No, Seam of the Killer is going to die. Nice time coming out from the line. They've doomed up Maglev Gang Train. Is Doom even going to be able to get this kill? I don't think so. He's going to be able to get his main Meepo away, and now they're chasing for more. Tinker bot back, trying to get this kill onto the Meepo, but he still has 4 clones that are very healthy. Treant Protector caught out by the gem of the Centaur Warner. Is he going to be able to find him in the trees? And he should be able to. Blink away from the Treant Protector, going to be able to keep himself safe for now with the Ancient Apparition Ice Vortex. They still don't have vision, and he has a TP scroll. Will be able to make it out safely. Meepo looking for more. Will be stunned up by the Lion, but Lion, you don't really want to be there. Maglev Gang Train maybe turning around. But a huge win for HoG, and this game is completely turned on its head. Tinker, he just died, bought back, and that's his buyback on cooldown for another 5.5 minutes.
That's pretty huge right there. The Tinker is split pushing. This is where the Rat Dota is going to start appearing. And we are going to see a kind of an impasse, considering that they can't really take out this Meepo anymore, but they can't really push against this Tinker either.
Yeah, if they're able to get another pickoff on the Tinker, that could be pretty much game, however. With all of these 5 Meepos that are just so huge, they'll be able to get so many pickoffs. Or, there's really nothing that Cleave can do if they catch the Tinker, and I think the pressure is on Cleave to keep this Tinker alive.
Yeah, the Tinker, obviously, Meepo's very, very farmed right now, but, you know, a Tinker can still carry pretty hard. He's got that Ghost Scepter looking for the E-Blade, and once he gets that E-Blade up, along with the fast 3-arm, he can do so much damage instantly. A level 5 Dagon, plus his rockets, plus his laser, plus that additional 40% magic damage. Nice stuff there. I could probably nuke down this Meepo, 33% additional damage or not.
Yeah, definitely. Maglev Gang Train has managed to find himself another ultimate orb, so which choice is he going for? Is this a Manta or is it a Scotty? I'm thinking Scotty.
Now, as an Ascari would be an okay pickup for him right now, although he does already have that Geo Strike, allowing him to slow down the opposing team.
It's also just about the raw amount of stats that the Scotty provides. Pretty much every one of those is great for Meepo. He's going to be able to catch somebody out. No, just double damage, and those are double damage Meepos.
Yep, all of them get the double damage.
Only if they're in a specific radius, if I remember correctly. But either way, for now, those Meepos are incredibly scary. They're going for Roshan, however, and I don't think HoG know. Maglev Gang Train, he's going to Blink Poop. This could be huge, and now he's going to be stunned by the Lion. He's caught out all of the Meepos. Maglev Gang Train is going to fall with the Lion ultimate deployed. Centaur ultimate, they're trying to chase down some more kills here, and maybe try to defend against this Roshan Lion. Being chased down by Company. Oh, Lolik should be able to get out of this alive. He's just going to TP back to base. They caught him out with Stagstorm. Were they able to cancel the TP? No. And Doom is going to be the one to fall. Double Edge going to secure a kill on the Lion. And it looks like HoG are going to be able to defend the Roshan.
But they did take out that Meepo. That Meepo just getting instantly nuked down, and Tinker can easily come back in. We see the buybacks raining out. And does Meepo even have the buyback status? No, he can't. He's 1,400 gold away from being able to buy back. So this is a 4 versus 5. Disruptor is going to save this team, and they might just go for this Roche right now. It's a 4 versus 5 situation. They don't have the Meepo, and a lot of those big ultimates were cast.
Yeah, Bane's Apparition ultimate is back online, but I think they're going to lose the Roshan, bar any steal attempts. Rocket Man's actually taking a lot from these marches. Disruptor? He might just die to that. I don't think he will. He'll back off before too long, but there's an Aegis on the Wraith King. He can play so aggressively with that.
And that is huge right there. That means he's got 3 lives right there,
Bottom tower's been
including that all of those lives gives him that slow effect.
Yeah,
Very nice stuff there.
Yeah, because Maglev Gang Train bought the Scotty before, he didn't lose a lot of gold for dying there. And now he's respawned and has the Scotty finished, and, well, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. I'm not sure this Aegis on the Wraith King is really going to amount to much. Other than Wraith King practically never dying unless they kill all of the other 4 heroes.
As in, personally, I wouldn't have been against a Tinker picking that up.
Honestly,
Since he's the one who's really doing all the damage, he's got that E-Blade, and now the fun really starts. We've got a farm Meepo versus a farm Tinker. Please place your bets.
I think Meepo is going to come out on top, but, well, after that last engagement, this game could go either way. Well, they're going to catch up the Tinker, maybe. They have vision of him. Will they be able to catch him out? He's trying to TP away. Do they got the Blink Scythe on the Meepo? It's being cancelled by the March of the Machines. He's not able to get that off. In fact, he wasn't even in position to take that.
Yeah, but Ancient Apparition has finally done his Aghanim's Scepter. He's now so annoying. While the Dream Protector's going to have to be super careful, considering that I think, yep, Centaur Warrunner still has that gem. He's going for his Heart to Trask. Possibly a little bit late, although he did get that pipe first.
Yeah, the HoG front line is just going to be so tanky with the extra magic resistance on all of them, with the pipe on top. The Centaur, Viper, and Meepo are just going to be so hard to deal with. They might catch out the Tinker here. Nice time coming out from the line. We'll catch out a lot of heroes, and they will be able to get the first life off of the Wraith King, but he's just going to come right back in. Wolok's going to be the one in trouble. He'll get the Meepo, but at the cost of his own life, and now the Wraith King. He needs to probably just back off here. They've doomed up the Centaur, and now the BKB popped out by the Doom himself. He's going to throw a level death. Roy doesn't do a lot. A nice double stun coming out from the Lion. They'll be able to get Rocket Man. Now they're looking for more Key. Behind the tower, being punched by the Treant Protector. He only needs 1 more Cleave to get that kill. We'll be able to chase him down. I don't think so. He's being slowed up by the Viper, and too aggressive coming out from Roger. They'll lose Treant Protector as well. Wraith King coming back for a 3rd time. And that's the Aegis down on him. Honestly, I'm not sure who won that. I think it's fairly even. Meepo with the 30% reduction. Well, they're looking for more Blinken. Looks like Mango Banana is going to die. They've hexed up Malum, gets a nice triple stun. They might be able to escape off this Ancient Apparition ultimate. If they land this on the Slayer, could be huge, but he's going to be able to make it out. 14 seconds on the ultimate. If they get this kill, oh, it could be huge. He's going to stun Mango Banana, trying to juke through the woods. Looks like Wraith King's going to be able to make it out to safety.
Yeah, and that's going to be the end of the fight. Finally, kind of a little bit of a aftershock, so to say, of the team fight there, but everyone gets out nice and safely as this Centaur has finally picked up his heart, and just going to give him so much more regen, so much more pushing power. And we will notice that there's only 1 T1 tower so far taken by this House of Gamers side. They're pretty far ahead in terms of, in fact, they're not ahead in terms of experience or gold. Cleave are still ahead slightly.
I think that's mostly attributed to the Meepo soaking a lot of the experience from these fights. But still, Meepo, with that 30% reduction on his respawn timer, even at level 25, he's going to be respawning a lot faster than the Tinker, and can be but something to keep in mind as we head towards the super late game.
As we are starting to hit that point. A little bit faster than most other games, but that's what a Meepo and a Tinker does. They kind of hit that late game 10 minutes faster than every other hero. And both of them really have all their core items, and this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, to say the least. Up in top, Wraith King might be looking for some blood here. Going to catch out Key, maybe. Just farming up this creep wave. Not privy to the fact that the Ancient Apparition is sitting there. Now Maglev Gang Train. He's rotated his Meepo, has the main one with the Blink Scythe, as well as the Poof follow-up, but not going to go for any kills up at this top lane. A little too risky.
Yeah, I think he just wants to wait for that to Tinker to show himself. But Tinker's kind of just running around everywhere, trying to dodge and weave around the opposing team. As once again, we're hitting that period where neither team really wants to go be the one to push.
Yep, well, Wraith King playing very aggressively, has the ultimate, so even if he does die, he'll buy time for the Tinker to get back into this fight and maybe find some pickoffs here. Seam of the Slayer He has backup on the way, and we could have another big initiation. They're going to go in the center to start things off. Tinker's TPing in. Mega Man is just so tanky with the heart. Now they're going to get a nice stun on all of the Meepo clones as well as Mega Man Overgrowth to follow up. They've lost a Wraith King once, but they're all just slowed down. Maglev Game is just so tanky. Will they be able to actually kill anybody? And now Wraith King's going to be the one to fall. They just can't kill this Meepo. Now he's going to blink forward. He gets the scythe onto the poor lion, and with the double edge, they'll be able to get that kill. And two good pickoffs going the way of HoG. Buyback status on the Wraith King is there. Lion does not have buyback.
Yeah, and a little bit sad there was the fact that Tinker kind of jumped in to help his teammate, but the creature he was TPing on got killed, meaning that he kind of just sat there and Wraith King was a sitting duck and nothing else happened. They couldn't nuke down that Meepo fast enough.
And finally, the second Tier 1 tower is going to fall the way of HoG, and I think they could just go for this next Tier 2.
Yeah, as we are actually going to see the Roshan is going to be coming up in about 2 to 4 minutes this time. So they do have that possibility. There is a buyback available on the Meepo.
And it looks like they might just be forcing the issue here. Well, they're going to blink forward with Maglev Gang Train. Now they're going to get the Hex off onto the Tree and Protector there. Tinker's on the side of the fight and really can't do much. His blink is being canceled by the Viper and he can't get back in.
He's going to have to get out there though, but that's going to be another kill, a huge one, getting rid of that overgrowth. As Meepo, continues to be Meepo, and they are going to give up this tower. Are going to give up taking this tower, and in fact, it looks like Tinker wants to go in, wants to try and get that nuke off, and Ancient Apparition just melts right there.
Pretty much as expected, but giving up an Ancient Apparition for a safe retreat there, I think is fine for them. Maybe have been a little overzealous to put some pressure onto that Tier 3 tower, but either way, I think HoG are going to be just fine. Maglev Gang Train, there's very little stopping him. And now a heart on the Viper. That's 3,000 life points up on the Viper. Centaur is hitting 3,000 as well, and Meepo himself is above 3k on his main hero, and even his Meepo clones are...
Yep, his little Meepo-lings are 2.8k right now. And it's going to be interesting to see what does he go for next.
They might catch out Maglev Gang Train. They're going to hex him up, and Tinker's blasting him so quickly. And with the Lion on the Ethereal Bladed Tinker, or Ethereal Bladed Meepo, excuse me, they'll be able to blow him up with just that vast amount of magic damage. Well, Tinker, not immortal, or Meepo, excuse me, not immortal here.
No, as in, normally this would be GG regardless of what you have on the Cleave side, but they have the one single hero in the game that can turn this around against a Meepo. The Tinker, and there's a huge amount of burst he can output.
Even if Cleave are able to push in the next 30 seconds before the Meepo respawns, he does have buyback available, so it's not over for HoG by any stretch of the imagination, but they might be giving up a Tier 2 tower here, and well, Cleave are all smoked up as a 5-man group. Let's see how this is going to go down. They could get a lot more kills here. Tier 2 tower, they shouldn't be defending this. It's too low for HoG. Well, let's see. Blink forward. Wraith King going to get the stun on to stand in D-Rocket Man, and now they're going to be able to blow him up with the Tinker. There's an Overgrowth mostly landing onto Malum, and they're trying to focus down this Viper. He's just so tanky. He has the Blade Mail popped, and all Steam of the Slayer is going to fall to that, but now Ethereal Blade Tinker is going to be able to burst him down. Meepo is respawning. They saved his buyback for now, and he'll be able to get back into this fight, but Tier 2 tower down, and 2 more pickoffs going the way of Cleave. Looking good for them. And Roshan, about a minute away.
Yeah, that Roshan is going to be absolutely huge, because if either Meepo or Tinker can pick it up, it'd basically be GG right there.
Yeah, this next fight is pretty much going to spell the pace of the rest of this game.
Now let's have a quick look at how the items have been going on the rest of the heroes, since, Meepo and Tinker aren't the only ones in the game. We do see that Doom has managed to pick himself up a Shiva's Guard, going for that Aura build. He's got a BKB Shiva's Guard and that Blink Dagger Hand of Midas. Scent, he's going for that Maelstrom, probably going to be upgrading that. And we've got a whole bunch of Zaganims on the House of Gamer side.
Mega Man just going to blink forward, get a double edge on the creep wave to clean that one up, and we're pretty much sitting at a stalemate. Wraith King did blink in there at one point, but wasn't able to get the stun. Tinker just blinked away, so no initiation just yet. And well, Cleave are exerting a little bit of dominance over the enemy jungle, but at this point, Tinker's pretty much maxed out. He does have a sight device as well as Shiva's Guard probably in the future, but I think more important for the Tinker at this point is just the buyback.
Yep, entirely agreed. Especially if they're going for this Roshan attempt, as it could give him basically 3 lives. But we do see the Roshan attempt coming out from House of Gamers. They don't know if they're in there yet. They might be attempting to go for the counter initiation that they don't know exists. Picking off that ward, and it looks like they're going to go for it. They want to go take out this Roshan attempt. Like right now, do they have any response to this coming out from a Cleave?
Well, they did spot out vision. They actually dropped a Disruptor ultimate onto that illusion from the Tree Protector, so they're not going to have that for this next fight. And Cleave, they're going to try to contest this Roshan, but they're not going to be able to get it with the Meepo. He's just going to be able to clean it up so quickly. And now with the Aegis on the Meepo,
and the cheese on the Viper, this is going to be very hard for Cleave. They need to turtle like they've never turtled before.
honestly, I don't think the March is really going to be all that effective against stopping this push. With the Pipe of Insight, they're going to be able to keep the creep wave alive for a decent amount of time. And well, let's see how this is going to go down. They are going to start up pushing mid as well as top, as the Tinker has been doing a decent job of keeping those lanes pressured. And it looks like they might just lose this tier 2 tower in the top lane to the Tinker. But not the biggest deal at this point in the game. It's all about high ground now.
Top towers getting
Yeah, as in fact, both these two teams are exactly equal in terms of towers, which is very impressive coming out from House of Gamers, considering that they are going up against a Tree Protector. That tier 2 tower will go down.
Dire's top towers gone.
Tier 1 tower is still standing on the side of Cleave in the bottom lane. Really hasn't been pressured at
wow.
all by HoG.
Did not notice that at all, as I'm guessing at this point in the game, I might just ignore that should not be there. That is an affront to nature of Dota.
I don't think it really matters, though. I don't know. That tower really hasn't offered them very much, and if they lose another team fight with the Aegis on the Meepo, is definitely a possibility. That tower's just going to fall so quickly. But yeah, it is very weird to see 50 minutes. We still have a tier 1 tower standing in the bottom lane.
But either way, as in, I don't really think that if House of Gamers win the next team fight, they're not going to go for that lane. They're going to go for middle. They're going to take racks. Probably going to go try for tier 4s.
Yep, this game might end, and we'll have a tier 1 tower in the bottom lane.
That would be pretty weird.
Definitely. Tinker's back to his split pushing. They don't have any more cliff wards out, other than the one that was placed a lot earlier. Lion with the Aghanim Scepter is just going to be zapping down some creeps. With only 20 seconds cooldown on the Finger of Death, can't really blame him, and accelerates this farm a decent amount.
Yep, I do have to wonder, has there ever been a game where it's gone to like 50 minutes and the tier 1s are still remaining at the end?
Honestly, I'm not sure, and I'm not sure if that stat is actually tracked on any of the websites. So I'll probably have to check that.
Someone probably tracked it. There's going to be some guy somewhere who's noticed.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Maybe after this game, Tinker might get caught out here. He's going to blink into the woods. I think they know he's there. Bank of Gang Train is going to blink forward. They're going to try to get vision of him. I think they know he's there. Will they be able to get the stun blinking from the center? No, it was not available through the ultimate, but that's a tier 1 tower in this bottom lane, so, well, it's not going to survive till the end of this game, as HoG are going to clean that up.
Dream is dead.
Dream is dead indeed. Let's see. Tinker, he's going to be dropping a couple of marches, but I think the push is just going to continue from HoG.
Yeah, this Tinker he can do a lot to stop the push in terms of destroying the creep wave and making sure that backdoor protection is always enabled. And while this is happening, the top lane is being pressured. We are going to see a force back in. Are there any TPs on this team? I don't think there are. They're going to take a little bit of tower damage right now on this top tier 3 tower.
Malum did have a TP, and he's going to be able to pull the creep aggro off at the very least, so I think they'll be just fine. And now everybody's going to join the fray, so the tier 3 tower is going to be fairly healthy. We'll take a couple of pot shots from the siege creep, but that's going to be about all she wrote. And finally, Tinker's upgrading those boots of travel, and well, Meepo's, I don't know, I think his global presence is even more than the Tinker's at this point with the boots of travel on each of those individual Meepos.
Yeah, because obviously you can TP to more than one place at a time. While Cleaver, they're trying to keep control of the enemy jungle, just trying to make sure that Meepo never really feel safe enough to farm. Having said that, there's not really that much that Meepo can farm at this point.
Yeah, not really.
Basically 6 slotted. He's got another ultimate orb. Not quite sure what that's for.
Manta style. I don't know. I don't think you go Lincoln's, and I think that's the only ultimate orb item that he hasn't picked up yet.
Well, that and the Lincoln's, possibly to replace his Aghanims, Aegis, I mean, when it's getting removed.
I think, yeah, Manta or Lincoln's. I'm not sure. Lincoln's would be decent. You can put it on the other Meepo clones, I believe. Well, they're going to be able to find a catch off in the middle lane. It's only the Wraith King ultimate, but he's going to die inevitably. Just taking too much damage. He's caught between all of those heroes, and, well, the backup isn't there from Cleave. Wraith King, does he have buyback? He does, and probably going to be forced to use that.
Yeah, as we see the initiation, this is now the time for House of Gamers to push. They've got the Aegis. They've got the cheese. Now it's time to go for it.
Yep, Malum on the front lines doesn't really care all that much about the march. In fact, it's probably more detrimental. Oh, look at that finger of death going to land on all of those units. Doesn't really end up in anything. They're going to be able to set up Maglev. Game Train might be in a little bit of trouble. They're going to lead him on the back lines. They will lose the Aegis on the Meepo, but he's going to be coming back with a vengeance very soon. They have doomed up the Disruptor. He got his ultimate off, however, and Malum's still looking fairly strong on the back lines. Tinker trying to focus down Maglev Game Train, but they have hexed him up as well as netted him down Maglev Game Train. He's going to die, and that's the second death for the Meepo. He has the buyback available, but let's see. Is that going to be the end of it?
It looks like they are. They're just going to try and get back. Well, I said that, but Tinker hasn't had enough yet. But just look how tanky that Centaur Warrior is. He's gaining out there, and Doom could be the one to go down. He'll get double-edged into the face. While Meepo buy back, he wants to go for this. He knows it's a 4 versus 5 right now. And Wraith King is in so much trouble. Don't even need the poop.
Well, you said that, but Maglev Game Train is fairly low. Is Meepo going to be able to, or be bursted down? They are going to stun up Lolik here, and Meepo's going to die for a second time. That's a dieback, and now they're going to lose his Disruptor as well, and this is looking to be fairly disastrous. Wraith King does have the Mjolnir effect on him, and it looks like Mango Banana is going to fall. Doesn't have his mana. Will be able to blink up to the high ground. They weren't able to keep the damage up on him. Lion doesn't have a lot of mana to speak of. No, a very long-range stun for the Wraith King. We'll hold him in place for now. He doesn't have ultimate mana here. Going to try to drain that away from Mango Banana, but Mango Banana is going to fall either way, just to the raw right clicks coming out from Cleave. And while all said and done, let's see. I think it was one buyback on either side. Wraith King spent his buyback, as did the Meepo, but I'd say that the Meepo's buyback is a little bit more important. Scythevite's finished on the Tinker, and still I think this is anyone's game, mostly because the Meepo is going to be back in about 50 seconds, and I don't think Cleave will be able to push high ground, but ooh, honestly...
I don't know. They've got 40 seconds left. They all just go mid right now. While we do see Tinker pushing up on the middle, the AA ultimate is going to hit nobody. That's a huge thing to waste right there. And in fact, the Scent's also down. Their initiation is also out. This is a 3 versus 4.
Oh,
and they're just going to go for high ground.
Yep. Tier 3 tower going to be under heavy pressure from the Wraith King. It looks like it is going to fall without any contention. Meepo's coming back in a decent amount of time, but it looks like they're going to lose the racks before he's back in fighting shape, and they're just going to focus on the range barracks to try to get that down. Make sure they have that ensured damage, but blink forward by the Wraith King. He's going to stop Malum. And now the Glyph will delay things for now. It looks like they won't lose their melee barracks before the Meepo comes back in. He has the boost of travel, and now Seam of the Slayer is falling fairly low. Has reincarnation, however, and Meepo is not back in. He's blinking, poofing on the back lines. They're trying to get Seam of the Slayer, but if they kill him, the Wraith King ultimate is going to bring him right back in that Finger of Death. Oh, a very fancy animation, didn't really do all that much damage, and now Wraith King's back in fighting shape, trying to focus down Mango Banana. Here comes the Centaur ultimate, trying to get these kills, and they will be able to get the Centaur on the backline. Seam of the Slayer still standing strong. It looks like he will die in the end, and indeed that is the case, but now the Tinker with the Ethereal Blade Dagon doing decent damage to the Viper. It looks like he's being chased down by Maglev Gang Train. Now with the poofs coming in, looks like Lolik is going to die here. He does have the buyback available and probably going to be forced to use it, and well, this next fight, there's not going to be any buybacks on either side. Well, yeah, scratch that. Viper's going to have his, but Meepo and Tinker are not going to have theirs for the next fight.
And that's absolutely huge right there. This is basically going to be it. As we're just seeing right now, it's all going to come down to positioning and execution to who wins this. The Meepo versus Tinker matchup is, I don't think I've ever said that sentence before, but it seems to be pretty equal late game.
Decently so. Meepo, probably
Today I
just
learned.
saving for buyback, and they don't think they'll be pushing until he has that, or maybe even another Aegis on his person. So I think we're still in it for a little bit longer. Maybe they'll be able to force out the buyback from the Tinker. That would be ideal, but if Cleave are able to hold on to the buyback on the Tinker, they'll be looking good, and that is a Manta style for the Meepo, just to make sure that he has no mobility out of the overgrowth with his main Meepo.
I'm surprised right now that we're not seeing any kind of pushing coming out from House of Gamers. I'm not saying they need to go make sure they take the towers, but they do need, I would like them to, at the very least, force out the buyback from Tinker, because at this next team fight, the fact that Tinker's going to have the buyback and Meepo isn't, especially as the Roshan is going to be coming up in about a minute's time.
Yeah, definitely. That could be huge in the next engagement.
Obviously, we are sat here, and it is pretty close game right now. 56 minutes on.
Yeah, definitely. At this point in the game, I don't know, net worth really ceases to matter all that much. It's all down to execution. One team fight can spell the end of the game either way. Well, and yeah, we're in for the long haul here. Both teams are putting a lot of importance on this game. This is what spells their future in the joinDOTA League. This is Division 1-2. I believe the loser stays in the second division. The winner gets bumped up to Premier, if I'm not mistaken.
Actually, I think it's even a little bit harder than that to get to Division 1. Whoever loses go down to Division 2, while Division 1 just goes through to the next bracket of the qualifiers.
Oh, very well.
Because
Yeah.
I think both these two teams were Division 2 winners, I'd say. Not quite sure if that's the right word or not. But Division 2 winners. And I think they next go up against, each of these go up against a Division 1 loser.
Oh, very well, just wanting to keep their tournament, or rather league, hopes alive with this game. Still very important. Train Protector might have been cut out in the bottom lane, but we'll be able to force staff to safety. Does have a TP if things get really hairy, but Roger should be just fine.
As we are seeing, this Meepo is just trying to push forward. He's going to have to be a little bit careful. Because if that overgrowth plus Nature's Prophet comes in, it could be very devastating. But
Well,
we see the Roshan's
Roshan's
up.
back up, yeah, and looks like HoG are in position to take this. Train Protector should be able to scout this out, or at least know what's going on. It's fairly obvious here, and he's going to blink up to the high ground, gets a D-ward off. They know that Roger's there, however. And, well, they're looking to go in. Roshan's falling fairly low. The Ethereal Blade thrown up by the Tinker will delay things for now. With the Lion ultimate on top, Maglev King Train's falling very low. The level death doing a lot of damage. They've doing up Maglev King Train. He's going to die. No buyback on the Tinker. Now they're jumping in. Mango Banana, he's fighting up against the Wraith King. They'll be able to get him. And now Refresher on the Doom. Level death will secure the Aegis that was picked up by the Centaur Warden. Cheese still on the ground, and now Tinker starting to clean house. Gets the kill on the Ancient Apparition, and Disruptor has also fallen. They've hexed up Mango Banana. Let's see if they'll be able to clean this one up. Lion looking for the mana. Has enough for the ultimate, but Mango Banana is just so tanky, and now he's going to be able to return with the double edge onto the Lion.
But the Meepo, he does have the buyback.
Oh, he
but that
does?
was
Oh, yeah, yeah. It
pretty
has been 3
huge.
minutes, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but it took a little bit while for them to do the pushing, but at the same time, it looks like they're going to be trying to push through the middle, get out this last melee racks. I'm not quite sure if they can defend. They don't have the AA, they don't have the Disruptor. Meepo's pretty good, but there is still the Tinker available.
Yeah, well, Meepo is going to be back fairly quickly, only about 15 seconds, but they're probably going to lose their melee barracks here. Blinking by Roger, trying to secure this.
Mid-ranks is getting
And, well, looks like the melee barracks is going to be given up by HoG. At this point, it's not the end of the game. With the Meepo coming back, we're probably going to have another big engagement.
Yeah, they're just so close to getting it. We see the Blinks coming in, both of them running away.
They're going to be able to get the glimpse onto the Wraith King. Now follow-up stun, now with Maglev King Train coming in. Seeming the Slayer is going to lose his first life, but now Tinker might be able to come in. It looks like they're just going to give the Wraith King up for dead here. They're going to be able to force step him away once, and now he's trying to turn to as much damage as possible. Overgrowth will keep a lot of the heroes in place, but that's Wraith King down for 100 seconds.
In the meantime, Tinker is starting to push up top lane as well. He's just going to go try and do full max Rat Dota.
Well,
this-
HoG barreling down the middle lane.
Radiant's bottom
This game has just
tower
become a
is
battle of buybacks, so to say.
Centaur has the cheese available for himself as well. And, well, the Meepo, he's going to send a lot of his clones up in the top lane to counteract the split push coming out from the Tinker. And I don't think he's really going to be able to put a lot of pressure. And Tinker is going to be held up in the base here. We'll drop a couple of marches, but I don't know, it doesn't seem that HoG really care here. At least as far as their heroes are concerned. With the Glyph, they will be able to clean up this creep wave, it seems. So backdoor protection will be back in force before too long, but they're just tanking the tower for these range creeps. Meepo has all of his clones on the back lines in case he needs to poof them in to go for a full initiation. Lion ultimate did little to nothing to Mango Banana with 3.5k HP. Now Maglev Gang Train's coming in. They're going for more racks. Are under heavy pressure, and without the Wraith King, it doesn't look like they want to fight. Stun will land on a lot of the Meepo clones, and now the melee barracks is going to be the one to fall, and that'll even up the barracks score. Actually, the melee barracks on the dire side is still standing.
That's actually a pretty huge thing right now, as that kind of stops the Tinker from pushing out as far as he may want to. We see the Tinker is going to go up the top, but he may be in a bit of trouble right now. He's going to blink away, probably just try and TP as fast as he can.
I think Willock will be just fine. Tier 2 tower, however, not so much. Will fall in the bottom lane. Had they not taken that tier 2, or had they taken that tier 2 tower earlier, maybe they would have been able to look for a second racks. But no end in sight for this game so far. Just waiting for the next engagement. Roshan still has a huge ways away before he's actually back up. Cheese is still on the Centaur Warner, however, so HoG will have a little bit of an advantage in the next team fight.
Yeah, right now if we have a quick look at how the buybacks, because this is basically the only stat that matters currently in this game. Everyone has buybacks apart from Wraith King, who's going to be down for another 2 minutes 30. Obviously, he'll have his ultimate up, So he's basically got a kind of a semi-buyback.
Yeah, well, I think we have a smoke coming out from Cleave, and sure enough we do. Don't think they're going to be able to catch anybody out. If they get the jump onto HoG and kill Maglev Gain Train before the fight starts, it could be huge, and, well, HoG are hanging around. Maybe they'll be able to find them out. Let's see, they've dropped a word. They don't have vision on any of these heroes, and now HoG...
A moment of
Similar
silence.
thought here, and Dyer's Courier is going to be picked off for that smoke. Not sure if it's really worth it at that point. What was it carrying? Absolutely nothing, just going back to base after a quick delivery. So I don't think that's really the biggest issue for HoG. Definitely happy that none of their heroes died.
Yeah, as we are seeing the, like, it's basically a 10-man smoke at this point.
Oh yeah, the smoke on Cleave has completely worn off, and it looks like Maglev Gain Train might be able to get the jump on somebody. Let's see who he finds. They're going to blink forward. Stomp is going to be off the mark for Mango Banana, but it looks like the Doom's going to give him his life. He's hacked up. Sackstorm dropped on top of him, and while he's still fairly tanky on the backlines, looks like the rest of Cleave are just going to try to get out alive, and now they're going to glimpse back the Tree and Protector. Centaur Ultimate has been deployed. They should be able to get this care fairly easily. And looks like with the Ghost Scepter will stay alive a little bit longer, but with the poof damage, they'll be able to take him. Disruptor actually gets the last hit.
As in Doom has the buyback, the Tree Protector doesn't have quite enough gold. As in fact, all these supports are pretty still very, very poor. Apart from the Lion, who's been having a little bit of a farming game himself with that Dagon. But there's going to be another Dagon coming out. That's actually pretty huge if they can nuke down one of those Meepos with the double Dagons.
Yeah, definitely, as well as the Finger of Death on top. Well, let's see. The push is going to start from HoG, probably just going to force the buyback from the Doom and then back off. Unless they can find another pickoff, in which case they'll probably go for it.
Yeah, this is going to be, if they take out the second lane of racks, it's going to be huge for them. And at this point, Cleave, they can't let them take it. And Meepo does have the ability to make their way forward. They're going to be popping the pipe. They want to go for this. And they're going to spot... Ooh.
They glimpse back to Tinker, and he's in a lot of trouble. Netted in place, and the Tinker dies here. It's pretty much over. Tinker has buyback. Oh, no, he doesn't. It's on cooldown from the last... Or, no, he just used it. Excuse me. And now he's going to try to go back in. 2-3 tower has fallen. Now the blink in from the Wraith King. He does have the ultimate available. It looks like he's going to die that Finger of Death. There's a lot of damage over across all of the Meepos, and Meepo's going to fall as well. Wraith King loses his ultimate, but this could turn very quickly in the favor of Cleave. Now Meepo has popped back. He's joining the fight with the... Boots of Travel, I believe. Shiva's Guard going to slow up a lot of these dire heroes. Key looking to be in a bit of a pickle. Well, they've doomed up the Disruptor, and he's going to die one way or another. And Doom will be able to get that kill. The double Doom going the way of the Centaur, and now on the backlines. Meepo trying to make something happen. Viper pops, or... Whoa, I believe that was a cheese pass to him by the Centaur, and now he's back in fighting shape. They've netted up Lolek again, and it looks like they're going to be able to get this kill. No, he's ethereal bladed up. He's trying to make it out, and it looks like he'll be able to survive. They don't have any other way to follow him, and now he's going to heal back up in the base. But now the racks are falling fairly low. Steam of the Slayer is trying to get this Meepo kill, and if he gets it, it will be huge, and he will be able to finish off the Meepo. Now they're looking for more Blink forward, or 4-stat forward rather, and they're going to be able to catch out Manga Banana as well, and a full team wipe in the favor of Cleave once they finish off that kill, and with the Dagon coming off the Tinker, they will. Racks are still held on this bottom lane.
Yeah, they've got the racks, and they've got a full team wipe with several of them not having buybacks. They should be pushing now. They should just go up through middle, possibly even just through top, and finish the game.
Yep. Well, their lanes aren't particularly in a great position, except for this top lane. Tinker's trying his best to push down at Meepo, even though that was a dieback, still going to be off of cooldown before too long, but still 50 seconds, a long time at this point in the game.
As we see, Tinker is kind of jumping around, just trying to get that push down onto the tower as soon as he can. He does have that Bloodstone. He's kind of swapping out his bottle and using it for even more extra regen as fast as possible.
Well, Mill and Top are
can they
pushing
stop
up.
him? As I don't think they really have the heroes that are able to stop him, as we do see he's just going to tank up that tower pretty nicely. And this is going to be a huge creep wave coming in. They do have fortification though, which will slow him down a little bit, but...
And well, they will lose the mid barracks in the, or rather the melee barracks in the middle lane. And now, 2-3 tower going to be under some heavy pressure. Glyph will delay this push for now, and it looks like Meepo will be able to get back into this fight before they take the full racks, but I don't know, he's not really in the vicinity. They're going to blink forward with the Rocketman. He's able to get the glimpse. He sure as heck will, and he will glimpse back the Wraith King, but Wraith King doesn't really care. He has the ultimate. I think they're just going to leave him for dead to secure the retreat on their other heroes. Malum looking for more. Steam of the Slayer going to lose his first life. He should lose his second one. And well, Wraith King doesn't have his buyback, doesn't have the gold for it, and well, they will lose him a second time. No big surprises there, but this game is still anybody's. They were able to only make it out with losing the melee barracks in the mid lane, and well, the barracks are exactly even. In fact, the tower damage on both sides is symmetrical for both of these teams.
Yeah, right now the Living Armor 4, the Cleave, just isn't doing enough, isn't doing anything right now.
Not really. At this point in the game, Treant Protector is a walking overgrowth.
Yeah, we're at the point now where this is effectively Tinker versus Meepo.
Yeah, pretty much. Bottom lane's pushing out fairly heavily in the favor of Cleave, but with a couple of marches, or either way, March will secure this push to continue in this bottom lane, but I think it will be cleaned up by HoG fairly quickly. It might force the Meepo back into the base a little bit faster, but Roshan, it's spawning very quickly. Neither team have vision of it. It might even be worth throwing an H-Apparition ultimate into the pit to scout that out. I don't know. Probably just an Ice Vortex is enough, as they are close around the pit, and, well, it has spawned out. Maglev Gank Train has his Meepo in, and he can just poof all of his Meepos in and go for this Roshan very quickly, and that will be his choice.
That's going to actually be pretty huge right there. As this Roshan is just going to melt down. It doesn't matter how much extra levels he has, with all the extra armor and health, he's just so much damage. And that's going to be, well, are they going to pick up the Aghanims?
Aegis is still on the ground. Disruptor will pick that up. Not sure if that Aegis really means much. But either way, Meepo didn't have a slot for it, and they gave the cheese to the Viper. I think probably Aegis on the, yeah.
I would
There's just
prefer
no
the
other.
Meepo, because it is taking them a lot to kill him, but once they kill him, there's nothing you can really do.
Maybe swap out the Blink Dagger?
I'm not sure.
I think positioning is so important for HoG. Just wanted to keep that Blink Dagger on Maglev Gank Train.
Yeah, I do agree, though, as we are going to be seeing. We're going into minute number 70 here in game number 2 of the Division 1 to 2 matchup. Tinker continuing to push out, Meepo continuing to farm. And in fact, currently right now, that's a quick look ski. Almost everyone is leveled, 5 heroes right now are level 25. No one's below level 17. Meaning we're almost at the point of like a full maxed 5-man team.
Yeah, pretty much. At this point, levels don't really mean anything. They have the level 3 ultimate on the Disruptor, which is really all that matters for D-Rocket Man. Well, if he's able to get off a good static storm, maybe they'll be able to win a team fight. Having Tinker not able to use his items is huge. Well, we're just going to wait a little bit longer for this next engagement.
Yeah, because they are just trying to whittle away at House of Gamers. But even with that whittling away, Meepo's just so good right now doing AoE damage that it doesn't really matter. In fact, this is what you have when a immovable object hits an unresistible force.
Pretty
A
much.
70-minute Dota game.
Yeah, that's...
We've solved it! Someone told the philosophy department.
presumably towards the heart of Trash, just trying to tank up as best he can. In the last couple of fights, he has doomed, or gotten the double doom off, but it really hasn't done all that much. He doomed the Disruptor after his ultimate last team fight, and doomed the Centaur. They were able to catch both of those kills, but either way.
The real solution is obviously just 10 Divine Rapiers. Go middle.
Go middle. Yeah. Meepo actually is a very terrible rapier holder. Only get the extra damage on your main Meepo, and then if any of the other Meepos die, you lose the rapier. But, I don't know. Yeah, there's no real good rapier holders. Wraith King maybe, but the way he's been playing, he's pretty much just been suiciding. In the meantime, Tinker putting some pressure on the range barracks, but Maglev Gank Train going to blink back. Is he able to get the side? No, he won't. And Tinker will be able to survive.
Yeah, because Tinker's just going to jump away once again. Just being annoying, but he is putting a lot of pressure on this top lane, meaning that House of Gamers just can't harass in the slightest.
Yeah, he did get some good chip damage onto the ranged barracks. Not sure if that damage actually means anything. Losing a ranged barracks at this point in the game really isn't the end of the world for either team. But the pressure he's putting on the map is making sure that HoG can't make any pushes happen of themselves. And I think we're just going to wait for the next Roshan, to be honest.
I'm not quite sure what... I'm not quite sure if this game will ever end, literally. But this is turning less into a game of Dota and more into a game of endurance. Whoever passes out first...
Pretty much, I think, yeah. One pickoff could spell the end of this game, but at this point, is there ever going to be that pickoff? Tinker just going to casually buy himself a BKB. And, well, he can just keep on rebuying those BKBs. Your rearm doesn't actually refresh the BKB duration. That would be pretty ridiculous. At one point, I believe it did. But still, having that magic immunity in these fights is going to be very important for him to make sure he doesn't get locked in place by the Meepo, by the Ancient Apparition, by the Disruptor. But if they get a good Static Storm onto the Tinker, that BKB is going to be pretty useless. They can't activate it.
Yeah, as in that BKB, but what does he replace with it? As he really needs all of his items he's currently got right now for the combo. I guess the Scythe of Vice is
I
not the
think what you
greatest.
do is you replace the BKB for the Bloodstone when you're about to fight, and then once you go back to base, you switch it back again.
Okay. Or just do, or just 8-slot yourself by having like a little courier flying around with you and swapping items out.
Well, that could be an option as well. Well, it seems that the push is going to mount from HoG in this bottom lane. Meepo has left a couple of his clones to counter push the Tinker, and well, it looks like we might have a big initiation. Wraith King is going to blink forward. Doesn't get the stun off, however. They've glimpsed somebody back to the well. Not sure who that was. A big overkill. Static Storm has caught out, well, the Doom, and he's just attacking so slow, and he won't be able to get the Rocket Man. Now with the laser, or rather the Finger of Death going out the way of Mango Banana, he's falling fairly quickly, but Doom, the only casualty so far now, like, he's going to be focused down, and I think he has buyback. Oh, no, he doesn't. It was... or just spent, oh my goodness, I did that again. But the melee barracks is going to fall, and on the backlines, they're catching out. Oh, the Slayer dagging from the high ground from the look. We'll be able to secure the kill on Centaur. Centaur buyback, and Wraith King is going to die for a second time. No way he's going to be able to survive here. Aegis has been lost by Meepo, but now Lolok's in a lot of trouble. 4 staff away. Will he be able to survive? I don't think so, and that's an ultra kill for Maglev Gank Train and pretty much game. That's Tinker down for 82 seconds. They're in the base, and now Steam of the Slayer is going to fall Rampage for Maglev Gank Train, and they're looking for more. Let's make this double Rampage. No, he's not going to be able to get that kill. There's the melee barracks falling in the bottom lane, and they can just go ahead and end this. Well, what a game.
Yeah, we saw there that just a little bit of a bad initiation coming out from a Cleave, kind of threw that game away at the end right there, giving those kills in out of position. Tinker just couldn't do anything with that team fight being all over the place, and that is going to be game finally 1-1 in favor of nobody at the moment. A huge, long, grinding game coming out, and that's actually going to be a pretty nice momentum for House of Gamers.
Yep, and we're going to a game 2 right after this. We'll go back to the lobby screen. Make sure to follow this channel as well as Heflatv 1, as well as Heflamocha. Those are all of the Heflatv channels, at least cast in English. I'm GrandSV. You can find me at Twitter at GrandSV, as well as on Twitch at GrandSV as well. And where can they find you, Banshee?
Yep, you can go find me at Banshee at practically every both Twitch TV and Twitter. And obviously, you can also find Heflatv and 1-4, with 3 and 4 being the German channels.